Hey guys, Pieguyrulz here, and what time is it? Super late adventure time. I'm sorry guys, my life has been really busy. College is hard, but hey, I'm happy with it this time. Anyway, adventure time. So, I usually say, I think I've said this quite a bit in these, and then when I used to do these for topic of discussion, those Adventure Time vlogs, I used to say, now this episode is weird, you know, or this was a weird episode. I say that way too much because, you know what, I think we all need to just come to terms with the fact that every episode of Adventure Time is a weird episode. It just is, and that's awesome. So instead of saying, this is a weird episode, I'm just going to say, I'm just going to start off every one of these with, this episode is weird because. So this episode is weird because of the format. I don't know if you guys noticed. I didn't at first because you think the plots are connected, but there's an A plot and a B plot. There's two stories in this episode. There's the Jake and BMO laziness, and then there's the Finn weird cat world. Both of those plots are weird, and those also make the episode weird, but the fact that there's an A and a B plot in the 11-minute Adventure Time episode is actually really, really rare. There's the Grable episodes, which are 5 stories with a wraparound, and you can't even really call them stories, honestly. They're very short. They're like vignettes. But I don't know if there's ever been an episode with an A and a B plot that don't connect in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. I don't think there is. So that's cool. And if you're into, like, story structure and stuff, if you're, you know, taking film classes and learning about that like I am, you'll notice that right away. And now that I said it, you'll notice it. But that is weird, right? Anyway, for Adventure Time, it's weird. I mean, you know, the plots flow nicely enough. We're not talking about, like, Jake the dog or something where you've got, you know, Prismo and Jake and then Finn in the alternate reality. No, this is, you know, because those are, you know, they kind of affect each other. They're related. This is not. Like, Finn leaves the house in the beginning of the episode, and that's the last, you know, those two plots, you know, affect each other. So let's see, onto my notes. That storm ending in the beginning of the episode, I think that's a metaphor for the storm of the whole Flame Princess breakup thing. I think it's a metaphor because Finn is especially playful and happy and everything. So I like to think that this came right after Dungeon Train, and you know, he just returned home and everything's happy. So that's cool. It's good to see him not being depressed anymore. Okay, so anyway, so the one plot is, let's do the lesser plot, I guess, the BMO and Jake. Basically, Jake lazily plays video games while BMO questions why he does certain things. Like, BMO asks him why he doesn't, when he gets a chip stuck in his tooth, BMO asks him why he doesn't just grow and let the chip fall out. And it's funny because it's such a good point. It is a really good point that Jake is at times really lousy with his powers, and the powers that he has, technically speaking, should allow him to do a lot of things. And you feel like it's building to something in the episode, but it's really not. Like that little side plot, it doesn't. I mean, it's just like Jake is lazy. Like that's pretty much the point of it, and BMO doesn't understand why, but now BMO kind of understands a little bit more about what life is because Jake is lazy, I guess. Not that it wasn't enjoyable. It was enjoyable and cute and everything. And it, like Adventure Time tends to do, it captures the little things in life, like getting a chip stuck in your tooth. Because it happens, man, and it's annoying. So yeah, so that was cute. And I do like how BMO is honestly the voice of reason there. And then BMO's quip at the end that's like, this is an unsatisfying ending, is very true. I like this episode because it's a little bit aware of like the structure of telling stories and stuff. Both in the fact that it's got the A and B plot, but also in that like it really isn't even much of a story. It's just kind of things that happen to BMO and Jake, like the short little conversations they have. And it's unsatisfying because nothing really happened, you know, like there was no climax, there was no, he rinses it out, you know, but then he actually doesn't. It's stuck in there forever. That you know, like, and that's okay. Okay, so then Then there's the Finn plot. I can't say I'm crazy about Finn's plot. Like, I don't understand it. I think that's the thing. Because at first I thought it was basically, you know, these cats that like to just chill in boxes, and Finn was making up an adventure in his mind. You know, just for fun. And that kind of makes sense, especially if he's, you know, kind of been adventureless for a little while, you know, after the train. You know, he's kind of been looking for something to just throw himself into. And especially with Jake being lazy, he's got to kind of make his own fun. And that makes sense. Like, half of that makes sense. Half of it, because half the time the cats act just like cats, and the boxes are just like random things that are there. You know, it's just like coincidence. But then the other half of the time, it seems like there actually is this kingdom here, or something. You know, why do all these cats have boxes? Why is it that the boxes can go from smiling to frowning? Is that like a, you know, in Finn's imagination type thing? Is that just like a visual gag? Like, is it just visual shorthand to show the audience that, you know, something's happening, and again, Finn's imagining it, or, you know, I don't know. And then, you know, the other half of the time he finds crowns and stuff, like, in the wood. Like, you know, you think he's just making stuff up, but then he actually, like, finds evidence of this. Like, so... But I guess maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is that it's supposed to be incredibly vague, and... Because even Finn himself questions it at the end. He's like, is there really a kingdom here, or, you know, is this just a bunch of cats derping around? Like... I guess it just kind of bugs me that it's inconsistent. I would have loved it if they have kept it where everything was just a coincidence. But things are very specific for it to be... It's a very specific coincidence, you know, if it was one. But I like that you don't really know where it's going or why. And much like the Jake and Bimo plot, it's got, like, not really much of an ending. You know, it's just kind of there. It's a very slice-of-life episode. It's a very... You know, like, there's the romance episodes, there's the action episodes, there's the, you know, and then there's the sit around and talk episodes. And this is kind of a sit around and talk episode. It's a, you know, let's just kind of, you know, mess around a little bit. Let's just not, you know, let's not do anything today. I guess that's kind of what it was. And, you know, Finn tries to do something, but it really is nothing. He's playing with cats. And for a minute there with Jake's plot, I thought Jake was going to actually mention how his time with Meow, because Bimo asked him why he hates cats, and Jake has, well, Jake's a dog, but I mean, I'm sure he has some other tragic backstory with a cat or something. But it's funny, but I thought that they would mention Meow, but whatever. She'll never be back. Or was it a he? I can't remember. Oh well. So yeah, that was this episode. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, Pieguyrulz.